진공시 아마다 아루마지 히로시마키. Monument for the dead, too many in this town, Hiroshima Day.
Gentlemen, thank you. I thank you. Very, very nice to have you here with me in my little studio tonight. Nice to see you all, and particularly at home. Nice to see you. Now, tonight we have all sorts of things. We're going to talk a little bit about Hiroshima. We're thinking about the 50th anniversary since that horrific bomb went off and killed in one stroke 130,000 people. We also have a man who is going to sing. He's never been on television before. And he wanted to come on. He's got a beautiful voice, and he is the sort of take that sex symbol to over 60 ladies. And I think you'll enjoy that. Music from Born to Be as well. They've been on here before. They're going to be here tonight. But before we do anything tonight, let's start off with our scintillating little holiday competition. Please, would you welcome Kooki? Are you not worried? Aren't you worried about the sort of harm you're doing to the cause of women in this country?
Not at all, not at all.
Oh, right,
All
fine,
right.
okay. Aren't you embarrassed to stand there in something that really doesn't fit?
No, it does fit. It's meant to be.
Is it? I see, okay. I mean, how would you like it if I was to come out on this programme every week in a tight leather thong?
We'd love it, wouldn't we? We'd love it.
Oh, by the way, Baz, oh, sorry, how would you like it if Baz came in a tight leather thong? Wow. Yeah. Okay, fine, lovely. Enough of that, please. And shall we get on with the competition?
Let's,
okay,
yes,
right.
okay.
Now, who won a few weeks ago? Julian Peacock.
Julian Peacock from Elsley in Bedfordshire.
Very nice, and the competition tonight so that you could go on holiday, maybe with Kooki. I mean, you know, if you can't find anybody else to go, we'll give you a week's holiday. You haven't been yet? No. Nobody wants to go with you. They're always writing in to me. Nobody wants to go on holiday with you. If they write in and we find a nice one, they can go with you. Okay. This is the question.
Okay, which of the following songs was recorded by Jerry Lee Lewis? Was it A, Small Balls of Fire? Or was it B, Averagely Large Balls of Fire? Or was it C, Great Balls of Fire?
It's a difficult one this week. Ring us on 0891 48 49 50. Until midnight on Sunday, you can join us on that. And I just forgot... I forgot to mention, actually, thank you. I forgot to mention that Dr. Rock, the foremost authority on rock and roll, who's written a book on Jerry Lee Lewis, will be joining us a little later as well. Now, 50 years ago, on the 6th of August, 1945, the US bomber Enola Gay dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. It killed 130,000 people and effectively ended the Second World War. Here to tell us something of what it was like is a gentleman who was, at the time, I believe, 14, one of the survivors of the Hiroshima bomb. Please would you welcome poet and Hiroshima survivor, and my pronunciations are not good, Yasuhiko Shigemoto.
Yes.
Is that all right?
Yes.
More or less.
Yasuhiko Shigemoto.
Oh, well done. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
And Kate Margam, I can manage that, Kate. And Kate is here from the campaign against militarism. Before we hear another poem, what can you remember back at when you were 14?
Yes.
Do you want to share with us just a little? What do you remember?
I was 14 years old student. I was worked in the factory. But you know,
Is it? I mean, is it a...
Hiroshima City
Yeah.
was destroyed instantly, and my friends died. About 600 friends died. So I cannot remember that day.
Do you still live in the same area?
I was about 2 miles away from the center of the explosion. So I was only blistered.
You were only blistered?
With part my belly.
Yeah.
So other friends were in the center.
How is the bombing remembered in Japan? What do they think? Do they think of it as a new beginning, as it were, or do they think of... I mean, earlier on, I was trying to think how we would have felt had either the Germans or the Japanese bombed Britain or America or another allied country and killed 130,000 people in one fell swoop. I wonder how we would have reacted. How do people reflect on the anniversary?
You mean anniversary?
Of Hiroshima. Do people commemorate it every year? Do they think about it every year?
Every year.
They do. Kate, you are with the campaign against militarism. Some would say that the bomb actually helped to end the war, and some, rather misguided people in my view, would say that it's helped to keep us in peaceful times ever since.
Some people would say that. Some people still do say that. In fact, President Bill Clinton earlier this year said he would do it again in the same circumstances. But if you look at the transcripts from some of the military generals in America at the time and what they were discussing, there were several discussions about whether to use the A-bomb against Japan or not, whether to test it in the water, whether to test it on land, and eventually they decided to test it on 320,000 people, which I think is an experiment in death, if you like, on a pretty huge scale.
To my mind, this was a war crime. I mean, we would have, if the Germans done it here or Japanese, we would have considered this to be a war crime.
I think that's a very interesting point, because if you look at Bosnia today, for instance, Karadzic has just been indicted for crimes against humanity. America and Britain have never been indicted for crimes against humanity, for bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki with atomic weapons. You've got, in fact, the reason that, let me go, Yasuhiko is here is because you have organised the International Anti-War Conference and you want to stop all wars. I mean, some would say as well, you know, if you were going to have this sort of pacifist type of philosophy, where would we be now in Bosnia? Not that we've done anything yet, but I mean, where would... You can't stop people fighting, can you? Well,
it's impossible.
First of all, I'm not a pacifist by any means. But I think what's happening in Yugoslavia at the moment is a very clear example, in fact, of how foreign powers, how different nations, when they intervene in a situation, actually escalate conflict to the situation that you have now. There wasn't a war there before.
We're supposed to think
countries
that
got involved.
the atomic bomb is going to stop things like in Bosnia, because people are supposed to be scared. It's supposed to be a deterrent. Don't do this, or we'll drop a bomb on you. It doesn't seem to have had that effect at all.
I think it does frighten people. I think the dropping of the atomic bomb on Japan was a very clear signal at the time to the Soviet Union and to the rest of the world that America was #1 superpower, and should you step out of line, this is what will happen to you. And as recently as last year, again, Bill Clinton threatened North Korea with nuclear annihilation if they stepped out of line. So it is used, I think, to threaten other countries.
Would you like to read another of your poems for us?
Yeah, yes.
All your poems are to do with Hiroshima in this. Yeah.
物の目の原爆衝動割りにけり New blades of glasses breaking through the A-bomb earth.
You've been to Hiroshima, haven't you?
Yes.
What did you think of it when you got there?
It's remarkable. It's a remarkable place. There are monuments everywhere in Hiroshima, and it's a place, I think, where people do have the foresight to work hard to try and ensure that that kind of thing never happens again.
OK, well, I'm glad you came in. Thank you very much indeed. And I'm glad that perhaps we just spent a couple of minutes being quiet, where we would normally be manic and running all around the studio. Perhaps we reflect on this. 130,000 people just like that. And we've learned nothing, really, have we?
Well, can I just say that on tomorrow and Sunday, there will be a protest for people. If people are angry about what happened 50 years ago and how it's still used today, they can join us on a midnight vigil on Saturday night and a protest on Sunday morning outside the American Embassy. OK,
thank you very much indeed. Yasuhiko and Kate, please give them a nice round of applause. Thank you. OK, perhaps we could all spend a little while over the weekend just thinking about some of the other tragedies during the Great Wars and thinking about the tragedies we have at the moment and how we seem to be completely inept at doing anything. Change of tack. I Believe have been on the show before. They're back with us tonight. I'll do it again. Born to Be have been with us on the show before. They're back with us tonight. And a number called I Believe. Yeah!
Talking to themselves. Came the afternoon, they're washing cars and putting pictures on their shelves. I think they're strange, never change. On Monday you were working off these party talk amongst yourselves. And then the evening in the television you'll be watching 6 till 12. I think they're strange, never change. And I believe you don't think so. I mean, God forgive me, but I know not what I do or what I've done.
It's warm, isn't it? It's very, very warm. I believe from Born to Be. We were the last couple of weeks, because of the weather we've had, it's been very, very warm in here. For those people who remember back in the late 60s, early 70s, or even further, there used to be a club in Wardour Street called the Marquis. It's a very small club. The name still exists, but the club's moved somewhere else now. And it used to be, it reminds me of this, it wasn't much bigger than this, actually, and it got as hot as this. So I thought I'd share that with you. I don't know why I bothered, really, but yes, it's all right, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Hayley's back. Hayley's... You're back. You're going to play the piano tonight. Oh. We'll see, right, OK. Because she's off on a tour, aren't you? Yes. Yes, OK. What have I got to do before the break? The competition. Competition, OK. Which of the following songs was recorded by Jerry Lee Lewis? Was it A, Small Balls of Fire, B, Averagely Large Balls of Fire, or C, Great Balls of Fire? 0891 48 49 50. The lines are open till midnight Sunday. Call us now. Hello. I don't know how... I'm talking to Keith, who's on the other end of the camera. How you managed that in this heat? Difficult, I would imagine. Are you hot now? Yes. You're a little knackered, aren't you? Never mind, let us carry on. Right, now, we get loads of letters to this programme. We get some very strange letters, I have to tell you. And if you'd like to write, we'd love to hear from you. The address, of course, up on the wall over there. Maybe Richard could swing around and get a shot of that. The James Wales Show. MMTV 5 to 7. Lean over there, you lot. Lean over the other way. No, the other way. That's it. Lean the other way. There. Lean. Pull her in. Pull her... That's it. Pull her over there. 5... That's good. That's good. 5 to 7 Carnaby Street, London, W1. If you want to get in touch with us, that's nice. We've got a few letters. Please, would you welcome my new assistant, PC, and the only policeman who will come on the programme now, PC Bobby Bumpkin. Yeah!
There we are.
Bobby!
Hello there, me old China, how are you?
Very well, Bobby, very well indeed.
Nice to see you.
I'll get onto children's TV if it kills me.
It will.
You've been looking through the letters?
Oh, there are some good ones here.
Did you have to bring... luck. Do you have to bring Trevor with you?
Oh, him. He's an old fuck. No!
No, quite right. OK. Right, well, Bobby, go through some of the letters. We had some nice letters. Go on, you have a go at that.
Got your glasses? No, I haven't. Got your teeth? Oh, don't worry about that. It says here, Dear Director, yes? Having watched the James Wales Show on 1st of July, I have one complaint. I think it's a complaint. During the splendid display of sex on legs, there were too many gratuitous shots of James and not enough of the artists themselves.
Get on with the next one.
At the climax on this display, all the viewers saw was Whale dancing badly and trying to look it. Well, what you got to say about that? He had a whale of a time.
Trevor!
That's a fishy joke.
Trevor,
Yes.
Sorry, a little chat with you. Thank you, Bobby. Very nice indeed. Trevor, how long have you been with Bobby?
Well, we've been together since 1950-odd.
Yeah? Does he...
Yes.
That's a long time, nearly longer than me.
Youngster.
Does he drink at all? Does he drink beer?
No, I don't drink alcohol, only whiskey.
You don't like bottles of beer?
If you think I'm going to say bottles of beer, you're bloody wrong.
Really? Yeah. You know, it's the first time I didn't see your mouth move. Anyway, let's have another letter if we can. Here we are. This one. We've done that one.
We've done that one.
Yeah, this one here. This one. That'll do. Right.
Oh no, this is a good one.
Yes.
It says, Dear James. That's not you. No, it's not me.
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed your show and watched it whenever I can. I enjoyed your interview with actor Jane County.
Yes.
Very much and would love to read her book. However, I missed the name of it. Now, this is a 50-50 answer, yes?
OK.
Man enough to be a woman.
Very good, very good, very good. Anyway, Bobby, thank you. Oh, one last one there. One last one, Bobby, if you could just do that.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Here. Now, this is the last letter.
Which one of you is this now?
Which one am I?
Oh, no, that was Trevor speaking, was it? Yeah, OK, fine. That's OK, it's OK.
Wake up your blessed mind.
Hang
That's
on.
right.
Can we... Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, we've got a lovely one here.
Have you? Oh, good. Yes, we got a lovely
And for
letter
a
here.
special young
Boys
lady.
and girls. Yes.
It says, Dear Kooki.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here.
What does that say?
It's a secret.
It says, will you marry me?
No.
I don't know why
I
people
wanna
write
talk.
in and say, Dear Kooki, will you marry me, when marrying her is the last thing on your mind. I really don't know at all. Right. Trevor and PC Bobby Bumpkin, thank you for having the nerve to come on TV. No, you stay there. You stay there. You're right. You stay there. Fine. Thank you very much indeed. Now, we can go straight for this, I think. A lot of people ask me, please, a lot of people ask me, how can I get on television? Even friends of mine ring me up and say, I know somebody who is terrific. This next guest is no exception. This man has had a hard and arduous life. I talked to him and I said, yes, but, you know, if you're going to come and sing on the show, and he's got a lovely voice, he is to the over 60s, the sort of take that sex symbol thing. I said, you could come and sing on the show, but what you need is a gimmick. And he said, well, no, I think my singing will stand on its own. OK, well, this is the first time on television for a man who's very, very well known, particularly in his native Halifax in West Yorkshire. And accompanied by Laurence Payne, who was with us a few weeks ago at the piano. Please would you welcome, first time on television, Mr. John Fraine singing Girls Were Made to Love and Kiss.
Girls were made to love and kiss, and who am I to interfere with this? Is it well? Who can tell? But I know the good God made them so. Am I ashamed to follow nature's way? Can I be blamed if love has come my way? Does it pay? Who can say? I'm a man and kiss them when I can. Yet I have suffered in love's great deeps. I know the passion that never sleeps. I know the longing, the wronging of hearts, the hope that flatters and shatters and smarts. I suffer still, but I sleep at night. Man cannot always be on the heights. And now the aching and breaking is done. Flirting is jolly, it's folly but fun. Girls were made to love and kiss, and who am I to interfere with this? Does it pay? Who can say? I'm a man and kiss them when I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, incredible John Fraine. And I have to say that I come here, I was not keen on that. I thought that was a bit, I couldn't believe that John agreed to do that. I thought that you should, you are this
sport.
Well, I'm embarrassed, but I think what we will do now, we'll ask John to come back and sing another song fully clothed at some point. Okay, John Fraine, ladies and gentlemen. And if you would like to be in the codpiece next week, give us a call. Right. Okay. Right. No, I know. I'm composing myself, Peter. It's okay. I'm just composing myself. For our next guest, he's a man who has met the legends in rock and roll, but there is a secret as well. He is both a consultant chiropodist of some 30 years standing, and he is a man who has, I can't read it down there, and he is a man who has met, as I said, the greats in rock and roll. Please would you welcome the self-styled Dr. Rock! My golly!
I've made it at last. I've made it at last.
Sit right down. Sit right down, Doctor. How are you doing?
Plugged into the cosmic main line, James. Plugged into the cosmic main line.
Yes, yeah.
Still alive, much to the disappointment of many, many people.
Now, this book, the book Killer,
Yeah.
is a new one. This is right at the top of the music book charts.
So they tell me. Shall we show the folks?
No, that's all right. Let's plug it too much. Yes. When did you first get interested in rock and roll?
Well, I lived in the west of Ireland, and it was all kind of very eerie music, very kind of requiem mass stuff, and the Gaelic music wasn't as like the chieftains now. It was like something from the other side of Pluto. Very dismal stuff. Very dismal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Let's have a look.
Okay. Can you? I've got a little something there. I don't know what that is.
Yes, you have.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
you have. Yes, you
Okay,
have.
right. Yeah.
Let's get
Anyway,
it out. My goodness, it's a bottle. No,
Tell-
see-
I thought you were a properly trained chiropodist.
Well, we do have a little
So-
jokes occasionally.
Yeah, okay, well,
Especially
just-
when you've been out all day.
Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely a veruca.
Is it?
Yeah.
God, I'm going to go to a swimming pool tomorrow.
Veruca
and
vulgaris
spread it about.
humidia extraordinaris.
Well, can we do anything about it or not?
Yes, you can zap it out. We can cut it out right now. It's splattered blood all over the place. We got a sterile scalpel. Or we could cryosurgery it.
Could we?
Yes.
Yeah. What would it hurt?
No, not really. It'll tickle a bit. No, yeah.
Can we
You'll
get a-
have to come back next week.
Really? Did you
I'm
not
very
get a
callous, you know.
Yes. Oh, very. Well, tell me, while you're having a look at that and doing that, tell me a bit about Jerry Lee Lewis. You met him, you spent a lot of time with him. He's supposed to be difficult and
Well,
nasty.
he is the wildest man on the planet, no doubt about it. He's burnt pianos, shot his bass player. He's had a lot of tragedy.
Shot
in
his bass player?
Shot his bass player, yes.
He actually did that?
He did, actually, yes. So,
I'm going to put that down for a minute.
Yes,
Is that okay?
yes,
Okay,
please,
fine.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh.
As lovely as it is,
Yes,
as lovely
okay.
as your extremity is.
Right.
But, no, he's an extraordinary man. The story is really extraordinary. It's from the southern states, the Syrian environs in the southern states. Bible bashing, you know, he was supposed to have attempted to shoot Elvis. He made these marvellous records. We won't give the names because you've got the competition. A Whole Lot of Shaking was one of them. And then, of course, Dennis Quaid did the movie of his life. He wasn't very happy with that. He threatened to shoot the producer.
He threatens to shoot a lot of people. Why is he walking around? Why
That's
is he
why you
walking
didn't
around?
invite him on the show tonight, James. But no, it's really exciting book because he's such an extraordinary character. I mean, he was $4 million in debt with the IRS. He had to leave the US because he owed them so much. But he's the ultimate establishment batter. He doesn't care anything about anybody. He does what he likes, says what he likes, goes where he likes.
When you went to meet him,
Yes.
I mean, he seems to me to be the sort of guy who said, "You are not writing my story, son. I want all the money." How did you get
Well, he
around all
kind
that?
of said that. He kind of said that, but I told him writing was
Yeah.
very difficult. I think that there's several books out on him, you know, and one of his ex-wives wrote a book. Nick Tosh's wrote a book, but he just tears them up and said, "This is not the real truth. I want the truth." So when I met him and he stood there and he's got eyes like laser beams, I said, "You know, the hardest thing to write is the truth." He said, "Right, we'll go for that." It wasn't quite as simple as that. It's been very terrible, and I've gone through hell with it.
Why?
Because of all the people that surround him. They're very, very difficult people.
Really?
Yeah, really crazy.
Is he actually as bad as they say, as bad as you were led to believe, or is he a bit of a pussycat?
He's not. No, well, he can be a pussycat, but he's certainly been a very naughty boy. and he admits that.
I mean, he had young wives, didn't he?
He certainly did, Stanley, yes.
What sort of age were these wives?
Well, his third wife was 13, and when he came to the customs in England, they asked him, who's this? He said, well, it's my third wife, and she says on her passport she's 14, but in fact she's only 13, and I've been married to 2 other wives, and I haven't got a divorce from either of them. So that caused the ultimate scandal, the child bride scandal. But the saddest thing about that is not so much that it ran him out of England, is that it overshadowed the fact that he's a great musical genius, having recorded hundreds and hundreds of wonderful records.
Now, whenever I've seen film footage of Jerry Lee, he's sort of here doing... my impersonation of Jerry Lee Lewis. Is he actually a good musician? Is he a
He's
good
a brilliant musician.
He
He is, yeah. You only hear the famous hits. We won't mention them all, but there's a lot of shaking going on, and the stories about him ripping pianos and setting them on fire.
But he actually can play music.
He can play beautiful piano. Yes. Chris Christopherson said that he's the greatest interpreter of his songs. He's made some beautiful songs.
And still, because he's old now. I mean, he's
60 this year.
60 this year. I mean, is he still able to rock?
Yeah. In fact, he's a 6,000-year-old man in a 60-year-old body because he's lived such a ravished life. He's pulverized himself so much with sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
So, sex, drugs, and rock and roll is a trio that exists.
Absolutely.
Now, this is the other book. You've got so many books, Doctor. I know, but why do you still work as a chiropodist? We've got a very Yorkshire-flavoured show actually tonight in Scarborough. This is where you live, in Scarborough, on the seacoast.
I live in beautiful downtown Scarborough. Yes, it's a beautiful town, and well, I just it's a long story, but we'll cut it short. I was asked by a lecturer in the local college to do a series of lectures on rock and roll because I was so enthusiastic about it. I mean, rock and roll to me is eternal youth. It says to you, you've only got one life and then no rehearsal, so get out there and grab it and enjoy it, you know. And better be sure of this life than uncertain of both. And it gives me so much, you know, energy to go on and carry on with my life. So I was always interested in Little Richard because he was so outrageous.
Is he more outrageous than Jerry Lee?
They're both pretty crazy. They're both way out dementors, to put it mildly.
Way out dementors.
Yes.
But you never answered my question, finally, though. Why? I mean, you must have made a few bob out of the books you've written. You're one of the foremost authorities on rock and roll.
No, it's not all money. I mean, there's been a lot of complications with them, but I'm hoping they're going to do a movie on Little Richard. Then I may be able to cut down a bit on the chiropody, but that's still my bread and butter, would you believe?
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do. Except, you know, some of the old Blue Rinse babies do get on your nervous end sometimes.
Baz wants to check out his feet a little later, if you don't mind.
I'd be delighted to check Baz's feet. Yes. There's a lot of people here tonight that, you know, I'd like to treat, but I can't go above the ankles.
Well, OK, but I mean, Kooki is wearing terrible shoes tonight. What, Baz, what?
Between size of feet and...
No.
I'll tell you later, Baz.
Baz,
I'll tell you later, Baz.
You cannot, can you? You are so...
It's probably an African thing.
It probably is an African thing, yes. OK,
absolutely.
Do you play a musical instrument or not?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not
just
really.
a record player.
Just a record player.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Rock!
Thank you very much. Thank you.
OK, here's a little culture for you. She was with us some weeks ago with the River City Poets. Was it River City Poets? It was the River City. The New River Poets. OK, the New River Poets. And she writes some amazing poetry. I'd like to see this as a regular feature, I must admit. She is Paula Edwards, and this is a poet that is called Bonnie Part.
So pretty a flower, petals spread, exposing its soft, pink flesh, glistening with the dew of love, greeting its pollinator with pulsating eagerness. Open, closed, open, closed, open, sucking in the dream of propagation, closed, holding tight to hard reality, swelling its acceptance of deliverance from loneliness, greedily oscillating hope for a future generation, gently caressing seeds from the honeybee's sweet sting. So pretty a flower, and yet they gave it such an ugly name, Vagina.
Oh, we'll have more from Paula later, and the anthology, I think, should come out before long. I've actually forgotten where we are now. I think it's I think I got completely carried away. I noticed that we had loads more shots of John Fraine than we did of Paula, and I just take exception to that a little bit. You know, we didn't get round the back. We didn't do a complete twirl around. Do a twirl. Can you turn around, Paula, please? That's enough. Don't go mad. That's fine. That's okay. Good. Right. Which of the following songs? Your chance to win a holiday for 2 people for 1 week in a warm and cuddly place. I wish I could sing. OK, which of the following songs was recorded by Jerry Lee Lewis? Was it Small Balls of Fire, Averagely Large Balls of Fire, or Great Balls of Fire? The lines are open now, 0891 48 49 50, and call us any time up until midnight on Sunday. Don't forget, you won that competition. Very easy question. OK, which of the following songs was a hit for Jerry Lee Lewis? Was it Small Balls of Fire, Averagely Large Balls of Fire, or Great Balls of Fire? 0891 48 49 50. The lines are open till midnight Sunday. Now, let us get on with the show. Here they are, born to be chess.
Downtown New York City, everybody's been looking for you. Now you're gone, there's somebody pointing his finger at you. See him come by, watch him slowly walk away from me, my dear. Chess, everybody's doing something to remind me of chess, but I don't want to play alone. No. Chess. All the people in the corners of my castle, and the bishop's wife sings him my song, and the queen gives a knight to a pawn, and the king, who's the king? I'm the king of all. Downtown New York City, everybody's been looking for you. Now you're gone, there's somebody pointing his camera at you. See him come by, watch him slowly walk from here, my dear. Chess, everybody's doing something to remind me of chess, but I don't want to play alone. No. Chess. All the people in the corners of my castle, and the bishop's wife sings him my song, and the queen gives a knight to a pawn, and the king, who's the king? I'm the king of all. Chess, everybody's doing something to remind me of chess, but I don't want to play alone. No. Chess. Everybody's doing something to remind me of chess, but I don't want to play alone. Chicken, no. Everybody's doing something to remind me of chess, but I don't want to play alone. But you can no. Chess. Everybody's doing something to remind me of chess, but I don't want to play alone. But you can no. Chess. Everybody's doing something to remind me but I don't wanna play alone. No, no. Everybody's doing something to remind me of, but I don't wanna play chess. 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 Chess.
Isn't it hot? Yes, I think it's hot. This is Top, by the way. Top is, Oh, yeah, absolutely much. Yes, yes. Yes, if I could speak doggy, I'd agree with you. Now, Jerry, talking about dogs, Jerry Hayes is, again, he's not been on for a while. He's there. Jerry, where are you?
I'm in the Highlands of Scotland. And it's
He's in the Highlands of Scotland! Yes, I could hear.
And
He's in the
for
Highlands
God's
of Scotland.
sake, tell Simon to defrost the audience.
I beg your pardon?
Tell Simon to defrost the audience.
Defrost
They
the
need
audience?
a
The audience are
kicking.
fine.
They need a kicking.
The audience are fine. Now, listen.
How dare you insult our audience?
Are you staying away for the whole of summer recess?
No, I'm not. I'm just up here for a week with my 75-year-old mum and dad and my children.
Oh,
And I'm
Jerry's
here
a nice man, isn't
sitting
he?
at 1, whatever it is, in the morning with a large gin and tonic and watching your show, and it's wonderful.
Jerry, you can come back.
Such an actor.
Listen, he appears on every other programme that offer. I've got a really good programme for you to do.
Go on, what's that?
I'm not telling you here. Seriously, I've got a little something for you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. But it needs you to do something a little silly. Does that matter? No, no. Anyway, listen, Jerry, get back here next week or else.
Yeah?
All right?
Is that it?
Well, do you want to do something else?
Well, I don't know. I could sing a song, play my clarinet.
Sing a song. Oh, let's sing a
no,
song.
No, I'm not going to sing a song.
No,
tell us an
I'm not
important,
going
about
to
an
sing
important
I thought
Tory
you were going to
policy,
ask me something
perhaps.
in depth about what's happening in this great country of ours.
Oh, good.
Well,
Yes.
I'm glad you
yeah.
haven't.
Well, last week we talked to Lisa Neeson.
Yeah, it was a wonderful
Lisa
interview,
Leeson.
actually.
And quite frankly, I think you're going to have to bring the Chancellor in next time you come down here because there are a few unanswered questions that I have for that.
Well, next week.
Could you
I
bring
shall
him
be
on?
with you next week.
Okay,
live.
listen, you tell Kenneth we'll get him a nice bottle of wine and something to eat after the programme. We know a little place. You get him to come on the show next week.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
All right.
Cheers, matey.
I beg your pardon?
Cheers, matey.
Oh, cheers, mate. Yes, yeah,
That
fine.
was the term,
Call me, matey.
the term of endearment.
Say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Jerry. Bye. Jerry Hayes having another of those long holidays. I'm not very good at that, am
Tory
I?
phrase, matey, isn't it?
It is, isn't
so
it?
annoying.
Yeah,
Anyway,
public
there you
school
go.
sort of, oh, matey, all right, oh, yes.
Well,
yeah,
it makes you a bit concerned, doesn't it?
My hand got very wet up that dog.
Well, you should have had your hand where it was, James, should you?
Anyway, Baz and I bumped into each other at a movie the other night.
Oh, marvellous, piece of
I liked
nonsense.
it. Okay, I tell you, Kevin Costner's new
it's
movie...
Waterworld.
Waterworld. Can we get some to show a clip of that or not? Not tonight, no.
No,
another.
obviously next week, yeah.
I thought it was terrific. And he comes over...
Oh, James, you go to the movies about once a decade or once a century.
Yeah.
Really, look, it's not the worst movie ever made. It's certainly not the best. It's okay, but when you think about it, it's full of holes, James, big enough for you to fall through.
I don't think about things like that. It's lots of noise, people chasing after each other, fights. Kevin Costner looking great on the prow of
Well,
of
he
the...
looks okay, but really, it's not the greatest movie you've seen. Seriously, is it?
No, well, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was quite spectacular.
Well, you're allowed
I
to-
flinched a few times when those things flew into the screen. I went like this.
I like the opening scene. He kind of he urinates and then recycles the urine, which is kind of amusing and ecologically sound, I guess.
Yes, yes, and I thought the whole thing was, imagine, briefly, Waterworld, into the future, the ice caps have melted, the whole of the planet's flooded, and people are living on whatever they can find to float on.
And dirt is the major currency.
Dirt is like gold.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. None of the others did.
Well,
I
it's
think
okay.
great.
What
else?
Well, it's okay.
What are we going to show?
What's opening now is a film by that... What did we use this last week? But I'll use it again. That prominent actor.
Icon.
Prominent member.
Icon. Prominent
Hugh
member.
Grant.
Yes.
And this is called The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill,
Yeah.
but came down a mountain. And it was nowhere near Sunset Boulevard.
Hit it.
Let's look at a clip.
I mean it. Thank you.
That's fine. Good. Well, good night, Miss Elizabeth and...
Betty.
Betty, yes. And thank you for a lovely evening, and
Are you married?
Sorry?
Are you married?
No.
Good night, Mr. Hanson. You're a gentleman.
Well, I wouldn't say I was falling asleep during that clip, but I certainly wasn't wide awake like I was for the entire 2 hours of Waterworld. And?
I'm not going to fall into that trap, James. but let's just say Hugh had a good time. No more Hugh Grant. It's happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
It happened a long time ago. Look, this is a nice, pleasant piece of whimsy. This is about Hugh Grant plays one of two map makers. There's a posh word for map makers, but I can't think what it is.
Calligraphers or
is it?
calligraphers.
Anyway,
or
this is circa 1917. They go to this Welsh village. They measure up this hill.
Really?
Which the locals call a mountain.
Is it a divine hill?
It's
Divine mound.
It's an erection, let's just say that. And they designate it a hill rather than a mountain because it falls 16 foot shorter than it should be.
They build something on top of it.
So they put stuff on it, and it's a kind of, it's a nice, interesting movie, and it's interesting you're talking about the sort of the war earlier in the programme, because although you don't see the war, you know it's going on. And the people at home want to do something to make their guys proud of when they come home.
Okay.
They want their mountain to be called a mountain and not a hill.
I'm going to go down here and get Hayley to play something on the piano because she keeps coming. And I really wanted to play because she was...
Spanking the monkey. Lovely.
Spanking the what?
Spanking the monkey. Do I have to give lessons on this? No. Anyway,
do you spank
the monkey.
Is that like beating the meat?
Something like that, James. And it's about this kid who kind of is at home looking after his mother, and he and his mother become friendly.
Yeah.
As it were. It's a very good, interesting movie. You will like it, James, and so will you.
Baz Bamigboye. Hayley, come and give me a little twiddle on the piano over here. Give him a nice round of applause. Thank you, Baz. All right. Hayley was here playing spectacularly a couple of weeks ago, and she keeps hanging around the stage door. And I said, look, OK, Hayley, you get on this time. The most glamorous concert pianist, soon to go on a tour of... Europe. Going to play 30 seconds, and we're going to have a poem to finish off with Paula, who's over here. Go. What is it?
Malagueña.
Ladies and gentlemen, the maestro. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Now, as we finish with a little more culture on the programme, Paula Edwards is here with her poem that is called Give Yourself Over. Ladies and gentlemen, Paula Edwards.
Seduce me, juice me, show me your wares. Nobody knows, then nobody cares. Please me, tease me, release yourself to pleasure. Exciting explorations can lead to buried treasure. Will me, fulfill me, slither to my skin. Ecstasy take you, see the devil's grin. Don't fight me, excite me, lose yourself to bliss. Close your eyes and dream. You can take it with a kiss. Hold me. Fold me to your glistening form. You may feel a little cold, but I will keep you warm. Take me, slake me, my thirst for you is hot. Flames are licking at my groin, I'll give you all I've got. So undress me, caress me, my skin quivers at the thought. Physically, we could be everything that we ever sought.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paula Edwards, pure art. Thank you. Lovely. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.